Mrs. Kubota is tending her bar herself when Paco carries the mangled and bleeding coyote into the union. As soon as the boss lady lays eyes on her missing bartender, the place gets quiet. Fast. By the time she rounds the bar to meet you, Coyote is the color of wet spackle and there's something new in her eye. Fear. The woman is face down in hellhounds, but the sight of Miss Kubota has her staring at the floor and mumbling. Woman, how dare you miss 2 shifts and then come back and bleed on my floor? I'm sorry, Miss Kubota. I had a run that went bad. So, Ka, I can see that. Your arm is a mess. Was this your crusade again? Do not answer. It would only upset me further. You caused me to worry about you, Coyote, and that distracted me from my business. Hi, Miss Kubota. My apologies again. Cherry, take her downstairs to Dr. Castle. Yes, ma'am. And tell Castle to put something new and shiny where that arm used to be. Miss Kubota, I can't afford a cyber arm. I am well aware of your financial situation. When you are healed, we will discuss the concept of Giri, the debt of honor. Now go, bleed somewhere else. Yes, ma'am. Her anger Coyote's rashness slowly washes from her eyes and is replaced by tears. She sniffs, wipes them away, and inclines her head to you. Domo arigato, full sack. That girl is precious to me. It's not often that we see acts like these in the Barrens. You have performed a great service for my little family, and I welcome you into my home. Consider it yours while your work keeps you here. We both know that words are mere air. Beyond my thanks, I offer you this remuneration. Please take it as a show of my respect. I am honored, Mrs. Kubota. Thank you. You are most welcome, and I offer more than simple lodging. You will find that there is more to the Union than meets the eye. Relois is a small facility available exclusively for discriminating independent operatives like yourself. In it, you will find vendors selling the best gear the black market has to offer, a fully equipped cyberdock, and a secure place to rest when the dreck hits the fan, as they say. Cyberdock? Indeed, normally I require a percentage of the runner's income for use of this facility, but as I said, you are family now. Consider it on the house. To gain entrance, play GAFFC on the piano. Is Mr. Delilah here tonight? Yes, Mr. Delilah is in the back bar. That's usually where he does business. You mentioned Coyote's Crusade. What is it? Coyote grew up in the Royale but managed to escape that life. However, her cousin was apparently not so lucky. He came to town about a year ago and fell in with the wrong circle. He was introduced to sim chips and became addicted to BTLs. Coyote has been tearing her way through chip houses for months now, searching for him and acting as a one-man cleanup crew. If you do not mind, how did you get involved in all this? I am a former runner. Now I provide a safe haven and a marketplace for runners who need a trustworthy place to congregate and do business. Are any Johnsons or Fixers here tonight? In addition to Mr. Delilah, you may wish to speak to Van Graz. He is often stateside. Van Graz is most often a receiver of found articles, but he occasionally has work. I'll be going now. Talk to Van Graz. Van Graz is busy talking on his comlink, checking his heads-up display, motioning to a runner standing nearby, all at the same time. He's an intense little man. You get the sense that he likes to look busy. I'm Van Graz. Make it quick. Business good. Talk to me. Miss Kubota says you're a fixer. He still hasn't looked at you. He's going a mile a minute. Nothing for you tonight. Sorry. I'm doing a little thing right now. Important thing. Talk to you later. Oh, hey, lady, one more thing. He covers his comlink for him, tilts his head your way, but you can see he's still staring at his head. I'm a fence too. If you need anything, if you got anything you need to unload, come see me. Do you have anything? Okay, you don't have anything. Deal with it. Where'd she go? Mr. Delilah. did she say? Nothing here. Johnny Clean. Guy leans on his seemingly brand new mop and surveying the crowd at the Union. Hey Johnny, I'm looking for a Cherry Took Coyote. Piano's a little out of tune, check it out. Gotcha. The hulking troll bouncer in the immaculate suit stands as impassively as ever. The absence of dust on his broad shoulders is the only real indication that the man ever moves. He nods to you when you approach. Evening, I see Coyote is back, looking only a little worse for wear. We have you to thank for that? Paco and I tracked her down. I always wondered what she saw in him, but I guess he ain't all bad. I'm just glad she's back. Couldn't stomach losing anyone else so soon after what happened to Sam. You feel protective over the people here. Immensely toward anyone who walks through that door, be they employee or patron. Unless they mean you will, of course. Mind if I ask you a few questions? Haven't mind so far. You hear anything else about Sam's death? People are saying it was a ripper, but people say a lot of other things that they don't know about. What they say or don't understand. You know where I could find a fence? I think Van Grass is at the bar near the stage, dwarf with a cyber eye. Can't miss him. How long have you been working for Mrs. Kubota? I crawled in here after I awoke. Miss Kubota took me in and gave me a job. I've been here ever since. Do you have to pay extra for a manicure on hands that big? It's not the size they charge more for. It's the blood under the fingernails. I should be going. Catch you around. Is he downstairs? GAFFC. As you slowly pick the notes out on the keyboard, they spark a faint memory of wonder, immediately forgotten as the entire piano slides to the left, revealing a hidden staircase. You descend the stairs into the Union safe house. Make it quick, I need to operate. Thanks for helping me out back there. Looked like you could use a hand. Ouch, bad joke right now. She looks down at her mangled arm. Okay folks, I'm gonna have to go sit in the waiting area, watch some trivids or something. This young lady and I have work to do. Take it easy, Coyote. We'll be here when you wake up. Who said anything about me going to sleep? Just give me something to bite on. You're a tough kid, but you're not that tough. Okay, Coyote, let's look at your face. Leave it. Excuse me? Coyote. I earned this face by being stupid. I'm going to keep it. End of story. Whatever you say, kid. With one swift move, she sinks a syringe into Coyote's thigh. Nighty-night. Coyote looks both better and worse than when you saw her last. All the gaping holes are plugged and she's sporting a shiny new cyber arm. Now that the adrenaline has worn off, it's clear she needs some rest. Good morning? Thanks to the miracle of modern science combined with Doc Castle's magical healing powers, I'm almost as good as new. Better, really. Can I talk to you for a few minutes, Coyote? About Sam? Sam Watts? What about him? Sam's dead. Holy dreck, Sam. Can't say I'm surprised. He was on a downward spiral for a long time. What can I tell you? Tell me about Sam. I hear you liked him. I did. He made me laugh. No one else seemed to like Sam's jokes, but I did. No accounting for taste. Sam made some bad jokes. Not when he was sober. He was chill and funny. I guess I knew him the best of everyone here. Sorry he's gone. You served Sam the night he died. What do you remember about that night? It was a pretty average night. Regular crowd, as I remember. Sam was drinking with a guy named Armitage. Jake Armitage? Yeah, you know him? Met him. He's a charmer, too. She bites her lower lip. I like gingers. Anyway, Jake and Sam were having a few. Well, Jake was having a few. Sam was tossing him back, but good. Eventually he got loud, the way he sometimes did when he mixed drinking in who knows what. Miss Kubota wanted him ejected. Mr. Cluey wasn't around, can't remember why, so she asked Jake to do the honors. Jake dragged him out back into the alley, and that's the last time I saw Sam. You said he got loud. Do you remember what he was saying? Standard Sam Drek. How he grew up rich, didn't deserve this, how he hated his mother, how he loved his mother. It was pretty pathetic stuff. Did Sam have any enemies? Enemies? That's hard to say. Sam partied hard, and even when he died, when he did, he ran his mouth off pretty good. Got his ass kicked on more than one occasion. But no, I don't think he had any enemies, at least none that I'm aware of. Where did Sam live? On the streets, mostly. He occasionally convinced someone to let him flop on their couch, but he always overstayed his welcome and kicked out after a few days. Sometimes I'd sneak him down here so he could crash in one of the bunks. He used to one the night before I saw him last. How bad was his drinking? If it was just the drinking, it would have been bad. But Sam wasn't the monogamous type. He dabbled in everything: booze, chips, drugs. Loved the nitro, whatever he could get his hands on. It always wasn't like that, but once he got sick, he started using more and more stuff to try and forget about it. Sam was sick. Dying, didn't you know? Yeah, everyone could tell. You could just look at him and see how he was a walking corpse. Had to be the drinking. Then he disappeared for a while, and one day he came back all better. Looked good, even. Did he say how he got better? Liver transplant. Said his mom helped him out. Never said how, though. Thanks, Coyote. Now I need you to do something for me. What do you need, babe? I need you to talk to Mr. Delisle for me about the Royale run. He is usually upstairs. Tell him I didn't get the gems. Maybe I can take another at it when I recover. Well, I got the gems for you. I didn't see him. Past the bar, the edges of the safe house become somewhat indistinct due to the magical haze surrounding a particular elf. The man seems only half of this realm, his mind wandering to far horizons of astral space while his body peddles his otherworldly wares. Let me see what you have. Oh, Eric Messman's back here. Change your clothes, change your life. Not only will you look better, not that you look bad now or anything, but each one will help you keep on the right side. Take a look. TV Grubberman. I guess he sells weapons. Theodore Buster Grubberman is a well-groomed orc, dressed with precision that suggests the straight lines of a military officer's uniform. His hair is cropped short, high and tight, and as they say, and the neatness this presents is only compromised by the uneven tusk protruding from his mouth. The only other defect in this picture of perfection is the man's cybernetic right arm, which is obvious enough to be noticeable, but not so obvious to has ruined the line of his suit. When he speaks, the orc's voice is soft and thoughtful, and he talks almost exclusively in numbers. Calibers, ranges, rounds per second, arc of fire, razoring factor, tensile strength, and, of course, price. Bunker Buster Gruberman, at your service. Friends call me Buster. I also am Sergeant, Sir, and even Theodore on occasion. Anytime you're in the market for firearms, ammunition, or ordnance, I'm your man. How can I help you? What exactly do you sell here? Things that go bang in all shapes and sizes, plus other odds and ends on occasion. Consider me your own personal armory. All weapons are guaranteed to meet strict UCAS military spec or your money back. In addition, I can handle routine maintenance, repairs, and upgrades if you so desire. And if that was enough, I'll also teach you a safety and instructional course every weekend. This week, we're covering bayonets. Mark my words, they're making a comeback. Let's take a look at what you got. Not right now, thanks. And who are you? David Fry II? Every inch of the tech alcove is covered in a chaotic patchwork of quilt of circuit boards, chips, wires, displays, and a million other things that you can't identify. The eye of this techno-bit storm stands a dwarf, immaculately dressed and supremely calm. I know that look. Don't let the size of the shop fool you. I can get any Matrix hardware or software that exists, and if it doesn't exist, then I can get it made for you. Any questions I can answer? Any gear you need? See, I don't need any of this because I'm not doing any of that, so we'll catch you later. Meanwhile, in the same orbit that saw him upstairs down here, leaning over a workbench crammed with circuit boards, cables, and chips, Johnny Clean seems a totally different person. You get the impression that Johnny was once as hot and as invisible as the most infamous deckers today. Good to see you down here. Happy to be of help if I can. How is decking used? The decking skill is often used on terminals in the real world to get information, hack doors, but occasionally a run will have the option on the requirement to go into the local Matrix LAN or facility you're infiltrating in order to gain access to valuable information or control more important things in the real world. Is it true you were part of the Echo Mirage team? Let me take this one. Listen, I've known the guy for over a decade and he's been smart enough not to tell me, so he is sure as hell not going to tell you anything about those days. For your health and his, best let the subject drop. And why are you dressed as a janitor? Did I stand out upstairs? No janitors ever do. When I was younger, I had a rep for getting in and getting out of systems so cleanly that no one knew I was there. Half the Matrix runs that earned me my rep were made possible because I was able to get inside the facility posing as a janitor. Now it's just sort of a part of me. I'll see you guys around. Let's see. In Shadowrun Circles, the term doctor is often used quite liberally to describe any sawbones with a needle and thread. But in the case of the Union's resident medical expert, nothing could be further from the truth. The safe host boasts a fully equipped medical suite, complete with shamanic fetishes. This is a six-world medicine of the highest caliber. The doctor herself is an unassuming sort, perhaps the type to go unnoticed entirely, if not for the sprightly spirit perched on her shoulder like her own personal gargoyle. The spirit's burning eyes follow you constantly, even as the doctor's own eyes are buried in her charts. However, she does look up long enough to acknowledge your approach. I'm Dr. Tassel, and I understand you were instrumental in bringing Coyote back to us. Thank you for that. I suppose you're the one who patched her up. Impressive work. Thank you. It's a shame she wouldn't let me repair her face, though. She notes you eyeballing her facilities. I can tell you're surprised to find a full-service medbay under a dive bar in a slum. Don't be. This is a Shadowrunner bar, after all. For a purveyor of cyberware and trauma kits, there is no better place to set up practice. I patch runners up, install and maintain their cyberware, and provide medical supplies for their runs. I may not be as mobile as Doc Wagon, but I'm the next best thing. Can I help you with anything? I see shamanic fetishes. Are you a shaman too? While modern medical technology makes surgery less disruptive than it used to be, it's still an ordeal for both the body and spirit, requiring extensive recuperation to properly heal. I am trained in the ways of the spirit world as well as the scientific world. I do my best to heal the whole patient. And what's that on your shoulder? Little guy supports the healing rituals I perform on my patients after surgery, dramatically reducing their recovery time. Not standard procedure, of course, but the results speak for themselves. The bunk is a mess and reeks of boo. Searching through the sheets, blankets, pillow, you find an old photograph that's seen a lot of wear. The pictures of a blonde boy and girl, both about age 14, sitting on a dock on the edge of a lake. They appear to be twins. The boy has his arm tight around the girl's shoulder and is smugging for the camera. The girl is planting a kiss on his cheek while making rabbit ears behind his head with her fingers. Written in a woman's hands are the words, Sam and Jessica, Lake Sammamish State Park, summer 2040. Good time. Mr. Lila looks small, tough, with an untraceable shotty on his back and a heavy vest under his trench coat. He's got the air of someone who gets things done and occasionally does them himself. He might be an ex-runner, one of those rare ones smart enough to move over to management when he felt his reflexes slowing down. What do you want? Mr. Lila, we have business to discuss. What business? I got no business with you. We're with Coyote. She's indisposed at the moment. At the mention of Coyote, he finally gives you his full attention. Why didn't you say so? Coyote's late and my client's getting anxious. Where is she? Downstairs, trying on a new arm. Your run went south for her. No kidding? Well, whatever. She's tough. She'll put through. So who are you two? I'm full sack. He's Paco. Great, we're all introduced. Now give me my stones. I'm gonna hold back the best stone and give him the rest. In an instant, there's a jeweler's scope on his eye. Moving quickly through what appear to be the most valuable stones, he stops when he finds what appears to be an ordinary pebble inscribed with Hebrew characters. That's the one, he pockets it. Okay, you did the job, but you're late, and Coyote knows that. In any case, late equals no payment, but I'm feeling magnanimous. Magnanimous tonight, so you guys can keep the gem you already pocketed. You're good. Looks down your front, looks you up and down, takes you all in. Listen, you look like the sort of woman who might run a crew of your own one day. Might need a little talent. When that happens, you come to me. I'll set you up. He dismisses you with a wave. Paco looks like you impressed him. I no offense for those gems, Van Grass. Follow me. Oh, okay. I wonder what would happen. Israel looks small and tough, with an untraceable shotty on his back and a heavy vest under his trench coat. He's got the air of someone who gets things done and occasionally does them himself. He might be an ex-runner, one of the rare ones smart enough to move over to management when he felt his reflexes slowing down. What do you want? Mr. Delilah, we have business to discuss. What business? I got no business with you. Coyote sent us. At the mention of Coyote, he finally gives you his full attention. Why didn't you say so? Coyote's late and my client is getting anxious. Where is she? Downstairs, trying on a new arm. Your run went south for her. No kidding. Well, whatever. She's tough. She'll pull through. So what are you? Who are you two? I'm full sack. He's Paco. Great, we're all introduced. Now give me my stones. I'm going to give him all the stones. In an instant, there's a jeweler's scope on his eye, moving quickly through what appear to be the most valuable stones. He stops when he finds what appears to be an ordinary pebble inscribed with Hebrew characters. Yeah, that's the one. He pockets it. Okay, you're done good, but you're late. And Coyote knows that in this case, late equals no payment. But I'm feeling magnanimous tonight, so you guys can keep the rest of the gems as your reward. Deal? Delilah looks you up and down, takes you all in. Listen, you look like the sort of woman who might run a crew of your own one day. You might need a little talent. When that happens, you come to me. I'll set you up. He dismisses you with a wave. Looks like you impressed him. I no offense for those gems. Van Goss, follow me. Hey, buddy. You're back, still busy. What's your story? We have some pretty things to sell. You want to see them? I have a fondness for pretty things. Let me see. You hear the service in Van Grass. Cyber whir, its magnifying lens flip into position. He bends his head over the stones for 2 seconds, maybe less. Where'd you get this truck? A gumball machine? I'll give you 1,000 for him. Sounds good. Pay me. Done. Give me your credit stick. Now, it's my objective. Turn to Coyote. You're back. I think the highlights of the Wolves game will be on soon. Want to take a load up and watch with me? Did Sam have a sister? Yeah, I think he did. Mention her once. It didn't sound like they got along that well. Your comlink chips And the screen shows the smiling face of Officer Aguirre. If he's smiling, it must be about money. Officer Aguirre, what a pleasure to hear from you. Yeah, we're buddies. Let's go dancing soon. Listen, the Ripper got another one. The victim worked at the NTSB investigation facility down on the docks. You owe me for this. Put it on my tab. You there now? Better get here quick before McCluskey arrives. The image on your PDA dissolves as the call ends. No, the Ripper murder? Where? The docks. I gotta go. Okay, listen, I want to help. You dragged me out of the Royale before something bad happened. Worse than getting my arm torn off. And Sam was my friend. You waited to the docks. I'll see if I can track down Sam's sister, Jessica. You might be able to help us. Thanks, I appreciate the help. Oh, wrong way. Hey, you looking for a good time? You know anything about the NTSB? Yeah, the bums around here have been stealing old crap from that place for years. Not worth my time, though. Halt! The guard looks forward. He toys with his gun. And somebody like he might shoot something on a woman just to watch it die. Hey, you're about to trespass on corporate property. You looking to get dusted strung? I'm working with Lone Star on the crime scene investigation in the NTSB warehouse. Sure you are, and I'm Lopier, King of the Dragons. Beat it. I'm still gonna go. Hey, you looking for a good time? Not me, a friend of mine. I need you to have some fun with the guard by the fence around the corner. Alright, 20 buys you 5 minutes distraction, then I gotta get back to work and earn some real yen. Oh. Good they make it. I borrowed for a few minutes. Well, yeah, sure. Maybe that noodle machine is still working. Let me save while I'm here. That's weird that you can't save while you're walking. Item, phosphorus grenade. Alright, let's go over. Took a sweet time, didn't you? You know the traffic these days. Fill me in. We had time to go over evidence while you were en route. Turns out it might not be a Ripper murder after all. Left the computer on in the office over there if you want to see for yourself. The victim worked here at the NTSB warehouse as a black box researcher. The National Transportation Safety Board. This warehouse used to go over wreckage from plane crashes to try to determine what happened. The Vic was in charge of their highest priority investigation at the moment. We've gone through the victim's computers and his case notes indicate he was selling secrets. Idiot kept records. Scientists just don't make good criminals. Tell me about it. Some runner like you probably often cover his court master's involvement and try to make it look like a Ripper killing. Here's the office key. Check it out for yourself if you want. Shannon Haskar. You're not a cop. I'm independent. What's your relationship to the dead man? The suspicion of voice and eyes departs almost instantly when the subject turns to the deceased. He's my brother. I've been trying to speak with him. But I'm afraid his spirit is too disoriented by his recent journey to answer me. You're a shaman? Yeah, for all the good it's doing me. If I could just make contact, I might be able to deliver justice and allow my brother's spirit to rest. Were there any other witnesses? Not as far as I can tell, not among the living anyway. Realization then dawns, bringing the light back into her eyes. But my brother's spirit may not be alone here this night. Closes her eyes and concentrates, droning a low chant you can barely hear. Yes, there are others. Other spirits who may be able to help. Her features harden in frustration as she's searching for something that remains elusive. Sighing, she opens her eyes, fixes you with a stare. But I can't do it alone. What do you need? This warehouse contains the spirits of plane crash victims trapped between worlds. They wish to help, they wish to be heard, and I think they have something to say about my brother's murder. Lone Star won't let me in there, but you seem to have the run of this place. If you can find personal items that belong to the victims, I believe that I could summon a spirit to speak with us. I need at least 2 such objects. Can you find them for me? Of course. Talk to Dresden. Full sack. Surprised to see you here. Let me guess. Officer Aguirre tipped you off? Suppose you must have made an impression on him at the market yesterday, or your crest stick did at any rate. Anyway, surprise, we got another Ripper victim on our hands. So what's the story with this one? Victim's male, mixed Native American descent, age 38. Based on the condition of the body, it looks like he was killed around 2 in the morning. Cause of death unknown. Several internal organs were removed from his body after death, quite gruesomely. I'm not sure if the killer even knew what they wanted before they started cutting. Not much else to tell yet, really. He does have a lot of pre-existing scar tissue, so he probably had a major surgery at some point in recent history. Unfortunately, with the organs gone, I can't determine the nature of surgery. Any idea which organ the Ripper was after this time? Well, the killer definitely took the lungs. The more I look at it, though, the other missing organs may just be eviscerated within the chest cavity. Sounds like the Ripper's taking a different trope from each victim. Sam's liver, this guy's lungs. Any theories? Sorry, I don't do theories. I'm just a scientist who happens to prefer dead people. However, while there was a massive damage to the chest cavity, I could see that the victim's lungs were transplants, which is interesting, since another victim's missing heart was also a transplant. Granted, modern medicine has made organ transplant relatively easy, but it is an odd coincidence. But as a scientist, it's just that, a coincidence. Is McCluskey getting any closer to a suspect? McCluskey couldn't find his ass with both hands. Don't tell him I said that, though. How's McGuire doing on this case? He seems like a real go-getter. McGuire would love to solve it before McCluskey and get his golden detector shield. Plus, he'd love to see McCluskey suck it in front of his superiors. He's already tried to bribe me to keep information from McCluskey and slip it to him. I'm inspired by their tireless pursuit of justice. Did you take the money? Yeah. Do you have any idea how much this job pays these days, ma'am? I don't think Officer McGuire's salary is going to do much to seduce me into helping him. Who is that woman over there? No clue. She just showed up next to Kena, I think. Alright, I'm going to take a look around. Good luck out there. Let's see. Let's go in here. Let's see. Read the notes for case file 95. The plane had several mechanical issues resulting in a mayday at 3:04 a.m. The pilot reported that the altimeter was reading in negative values. The co-pilot takes over controls as the pilot leaves the cabin to investigate the rear of the plane. The pilot cannot be contacted or located by a plane steward. The co-pilot radios a mayday. The plane crashes into an empty field in western North Dakota. Case 96. Oh, that's interesting. Redacted. 98. The file has been corrupted. The notes that appear on screen pertain to NTSB case file 96, the crash of an Ares jetliner near the UCAS and Sioux Nation border. The crash is reportedly the result of an equipment failure. Reading further into the investigator's notes, however, you find substantial evidence linking the crash to an experimental Renraku research initiative. This information could be worth a great deal to the right buyer. You download the researcher's notes to your PDA. There. This appears to be the victim's locker. The door is slightly ajar. Inside you see several of the dead man's personal items. Toothbrush. The blue toothbrush is still wet from being used. It smells of mint and cigarettes. As you reach for the comb, the hair on the back of your hand stands out in it. When you take it off, its little shelf your heart thumps in your chest hard. This must be one of the items the shaman was looking for. You pocket the comb. I don't need to go right now. The old poster depicts a svelte young woman posing with an assault rifle. There's a large pile of old shoes on the ground next to the airplane seats. They could be discarded luggage or possibly the shoes worn by the occupants of the plane at the time of the crash. I'm going to take to the shoe pile. You find nothing interesting about the shoes in the pile, so walk away. It's hard to say whether this is a heap of items and refuse recovered from a plane crash or simply trash that hasn't been taken out yet. I'm going to dig through the trash. A 60 substance of some sort seems to have seeped through the trash pile, and your hands are quickly covered with the stuff. After searching for a minute, you unearth a handful of interesting items. Let's inspect the red stick first. Surprisingly, the red stick is still functional, and you slide in your PDA, and 200 yen is added to your account. Then the lunchbox that's seen better days, you can barely make out the face of a grinning troll on the front. Now the earring. The earrings are made out of burnished steel, formed into the shape of a small salmon. An intense primal fear washes over you as you touch its surface. This must be one of the items the shaman was looking for. Walk away. That's locked. I think that's it. You get back there yet? It feels as though you have found enough objects. Yes, here they are. You hand the objects you found. She closes her eyes and chants over them for a time. When her eyes open again, they are filled with tears. Thank you. These items are all I will need. It shouldn't take me long to... What the hell is all this? Oh, McCluskey, you piece of crap. She's the victim's sister, sir. This is a crime scene, officer, not some Salish drum circle. This is a standard procedure to contact next of kin. No, we're gonna go with that's her brother, makes it her business. No, that's the corpse, which makes it my business. Now get the hell out. Come on, if we stay much longer, I'm liable to do something I'd regret. Or worse, something I'd enjoy. That man is an ass. But there's no helping it now. I should just be grateful you were able to collect these items before those clods carted everything off. We still summon the spirit. Not from here, I'm afraid. Spirits such as these have domains to which they are anchored. We need to get back in there. Not looking good now, but do you have any plans for this evening? A little break and entering, perhaps, under cover of darkness? You sure you're up for this? If it means your brother's killer doesn't take another life, then yes. Thank you. Now, since we have time, we should probably enlist some help. They may post security overnight. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say you know where to find the kinds of people we need. You could say that. Good, I'll put up the money if you find the bodies. She produced a fist of crumpled yen and from inside a leather pouch starts to count it, then shoves the whole wad at you. Meet me back here at midnight. The spirits will be strong then. As you start to leave the warehouse, your comlink chirps and the face of Coyote pops up on the screen. Boy, full sec, you in the middle of something? Just getting jerked around by Lone Star, same old thing. I hear you. I don't know if I ever told you this, but I was born in the Royale. BTL pushed like Stevie J ran the squats, ran my world when I was growing up. I remember. She looks relieved. Whiz. I have a cousin, Gino, who's been missing for months. Hit the sprawl about a year ago and immediately fell in with some tweakers. Bad guys. They hooked him on high-amp dream chips and started using him for all sorts of dreck. Tried to help him, but he pushed me away. Then he disappeared. I've been shooting up BTL labs ever since trying to find him. I'm guessing you have a new lead? It's not a lead. Her face lights up. She's running hot. Serious edge. I know exactly where he is this time. Got an old friend who eyeballed him herself. I'm on my way. Pac is with me, but we could use another hand. You in? Need you right now. I'm on my way. I knew you'd come. I'll send you the address. See you soon. Thanks for meeting us, full sack. I owe you one. No sweat. I figured you could use the backup. Yeah, you never will know what sort of firepower to expect from one of these BTL squads. Oh, hey, listen. I got good news for you. You know Sam's sister, Jessica? One of my contacts found her for me while you were on your way here. I called her and asked her to meet you at the Union later today. Hope that helps. Good job, thanks. She looks at you, her scarred face soft. Least I can do. Alright, let's get this done. My cousin Gino should be in one of these squads past that door ahead. I hear there's a whole lab set up here. From my experience, there's usually a lookout watching for cops outside and a guard at the door inside. Like I said, I don't know how much firepower to expect, but these guys are nasty, so stay on guard. I just want to get in, grab Gino, and get out. Right behind you, babe. Let's do this.